Optimization Protocol. Tuesday morning after my workout with Chad, and I'm sitting in the Cybertruck outside Ruskio Labs on Madison Avenue thinking about how most people treat their bodies like rental cars instead of precision instruments that require premium maintenance and optimization protocols. The storefront looks like a cross between an Apple store and a pharmaceutical laboratory, which is exactly the aesthetic you want when you're charging $300 for a bottle of peptides that costs $12 to manufacture in China. I've been coming here for 18 months ever since Blake told me about their private consultation services where they analyze your blood work and genetic markers and design personalized supplement protocols that optimize everything from cognitive function to cellular regeneration. The kind of biohacking that separates people who are serious about peak performance from people who think taking a multivitamin from CVS counts as health optimization. The morning traffic on Madison is the usual collection of Ubers and delivery trucks and tourists who walk too slowly while staring at their phones like they're navigating through a foreign country instead of just trying to get from point A to point B without dying. I park in a loading zone because parking tickets are just another minor business expense when you're generating 7 figures annually through crypto derivatives and market manipulation. The store interior is all white walls and glass shelves and LED lighting that makes everything look like it belongs in a museum dedicated to human optimization. Classical music playing at exactly the right volume to suggest sophistication without being intrusive. The air smells like eucalyptus and ozone, probably from some kind of ionization system that's supposed to create a clean room environment but really just makes the place smell like a high-end dental office. There are maybe 8 other customers in the store, and I can immediately categorize them by their supplement choices and body language and general aesthetic presentation. 2 tech bros in Allbirds and Patagonia hoodies probably looking for nootropics to help them focus during 18-hour coding sessions. A woman in her 50s wearing Lululemon and carrying a Hermes bag who's definitely trying to reverse aging through peptide therapy. Some finance guy in a Tom Ford suit examining testosterone boosters like he's conducting a scientific experiment. The staff all look like they graduated from nutrition science programs at expensive universities and spent their summers interning at longevity clinics in Switzerland. Clean haircuts, perfect teeth, the kind of practiced smile that suggests they genuinely believe in the products they're selling while also understanding that their commission structure requires them to upsell customers into premium packages that cost more than most people's monthly rent. "Good morning, Mr. Vale," says this kid named Jonathan who's probably 25 and has the kind of enthusiastic energy that comes from consuming too many stimulants while maintaining a plant-based diet that doesn't provide adequate protein for optimal neurotransmitter synthesis. "Your custom order came in yesterday. Should I grab that for you?" My custom order consists of pharmaceutical-grade NAD+ precursors, mitochondrial support compounds, and a selection of peptides that aren't technically legal for human consumption but can be purchased for research purposes if you know the right terminology and have the right connections. The kind of stuff that costs more per gram than cocaine but provides measurably better cognitive and physical performance enhancement when properly dosed and cycled. "Let me see what else you have first," I tell him, because part of the optimization process involves staying current with new developments in performance enhancement and longevity research. He leads me to the consultation area, which is basically a mini laboratory where they do blood draws and genetic testing and metabolic analysis for customers who are serious about quantifying their biological performance metrics. There's a chart on the wall showing optimal ranges for various biomarkers and hormones, most of which are significantly higher than what mainstream medicine considers normal because mainstream medicine is designed to keep people functional rather than optimal. "We just got in some new liposomal formulations," Jonathan says, pulling out a catalog that looks like it was designed by the same people who do marketing materials for Tesla. "Much better absorption rates than traditional capsules. 94% bioavailability versus maybe 30% for standard supplements." Bioavailability is everything when you're investing serious money in performance enhancement. There's no point in consuming expensive compounds if your digestive system is only absorbing a fraction of the active ingredients. It's like buying a Ferrari and putting regular unleaded gas in it instead of premium fuel designed for high-performance engines. I flip through the catalog while Jonathan explains the molecular advantages of liposomal delivery systems and phospholipid encapsulation technology. The prices are exactly what you'd expect for cutting-edge nutritional science. $340 for a 30-day supply of NMN. $420 for a bottle of liposomal glutathione. $630 for something called cellular repair complex that supposedly activates autophagy and promotes DNA repair mechanisms. What about cognitive enhancement? I ask, because maintaining mental sharpness is crucial when you're managing complex financial positions that require split-second decision-making and the ability to process multiple data streams simultaneously. We have some incredible new nootropic stacks, he says, getting excited in that way that suggests he's either genuinely passionate about brain optimization or very good at simulating enthusiasm for commission purposes. Lion's mane extract combined with alpha-GPC and phosphatidylserine. Really powerful stuff for memory and focus. I already take a customized nootropic stack that includes modafinil, racetams, and various cholinergic compounds that I source through less conventional channels. But I'm always interested in legal alternatives that might provide similar cognitive benefits without requiring relationships with underground pharmaceutical suppliers who may or may not be reliable long-term business partners. Let me try a bottle, I tell him, even though I know I'll probably end up throwing it away after determining that it's significantly less effective than my current pharmaceutical-grade alternatives. While Jonathan is gathering my order, I notice this woman in her 40s examining the hormone optimization section with the kind of focused intensity that suggests she's dealing with some kind of age-related decline that she's trying to reverse through biochemical intervention. Designer workout clothes, perfect makeup, the kind of maintained appearance that requires significant time and financial investment but somehow still manages to look effortless. She's reading the label on a bottle of DHEA supplements and I can tell from her expression that she's not entirely sure what she's looking at, but she's hoping that consuming the right combination of molecules will somehow restore whatever vitality she thinks she's lost to the aging process. It's pathetic in a way that makes me almost feel sorry for her, except that feeling sorry for people is a luxury I can't afford when I'm focused on my own optimization protocols. "Excuse me," she says to Jonathan when he returns with my supplements. "I'm looking for something that might help with energy levels and mental clarity. My doctor said I should try some natural alternatives before considering hormone replacement therapy." Natural alternatives. Right. Like there's some meaningful difference between synthesized compounds produced in pharmaceutical laboratories and synthesized compounds produced in supplement manufacturing facilities. The only difference is regulation and quality control, both of which favor pharmaceutical products over supplement alternatives in terms of purity and dosing accuracy. Jonathan launches into his sales pitch about adaptogenic herbs and mitochondrial support and cellular energy production while I stand there thinking about how this woman represents everything that's wrong with contemporary approaches to aging and health optimization. Instead of accepting the reality that human bodies are biological machines with predictable degradation patterns that require increasingly aggressive intervention to maintain optimal function, she's looking for magic bullets that will somehow restore her youth without requiring any real commitment to systemic lifestyle changes. The rhodiola and ashwagandha combination is very popular with our female clients, Jonathan tells her. Really helps with stress management and energy levels. Stress management. As if stress is something that can be eliminated through herbal supplementation rather than being an inevitable consequence of living in a competitive society where success requires constant vigilance and strategic thinking and the willingness to destroy your competition before they destroy you. I pay for my supplements while listening to Jonathan explain the supposed benefits of various adaptogenic compounds to someone who probably thinks yoga and meditation are adequate substitutes for pharmaceutical intervention and genetic optimization. The total comes to $1,437, which is less than I spend on coffee in a typical month and significantly less than the value I extract from optimal cognitive and physical performance. Same time next month? Jonathan asks, processing my payment through some kind of encrypted terminal that suggests they take client privacy seriously enough to invest in proper transaction security. Probably, I tell him, even though I'll likely be back in 2 weeks because my current optimization protocol requires frequent adjustments based on performance metrics and subjective assessment of cognitive and physical output. Walking back to the Cybertruck, I think about how supplement shopping is really just another form of status signaling disguised as health optimization. Most of the people in that store aren't actually interested in achieving peak performance through systematic biochemical intervention. They're interested in feeling like they're doing something sophisticated and scientific to address whatever inadequacies they perceive in themselves. Real optimization requires discipline, measurement, and the willingness to experiment with compounds and dosages that exist in legal and ethical gray areas. It requires understanding that the human body is just a biological machine that can be modified and enhanced through proper application of chemistry and technology. It requires accepting that most people aren't serious enough about excellence to invest the time and money necessary for genuine improvement. The supplements I just purchased will be integrated into a protocol that includes pharmaceutical-grade compounds, regular blood work monitoring, genetic analysis, and systematic performance tracking across multiple metrics. Most people who shop at places like Ruskio Labs just want to feel better without actually doing the work required to achieve measurable improvement. That's the difference between people like me and people like everyone else. I don't just want to feel better. I want to be objectively, measurably superior. And that requires resources and commitment and the intellectual honesty to admit that human optimization is fundamentally about gaining competitive advantages over people who aren't willing to invest in their own biological infrastructure. By the time I reach the office, I've already planned how to integrate the new nootropic formulation into my existing stack and scheduled blood work to establish baseline metrics for measuring its effectiveness. This is what separates successful people from everyone else. We don't just consume products. We optimize systems. And optimization is everything.